guys, today we are cleaning out the fridge and making an easy and the most delicious veggie fried rice you've ever had. So the reason why I think it's going to be the best veggie fried rice you've ever had is because I'm going to do something a little extra to it. We are going to toast up some minced ginger and garlic, fry it up, and it's going to be a nice topping over just your regular old fried rice. That little extra step makes a huge difference. So what I'm going to do is actually cut up this ginger. You would just need like a knob the size of your thumb. There you go. And to peel ginger is really easy. You don't need any special tools, just like a thin spoon. And you just scrape the skin off of it and it comes off super duper easily. I guess a little harder if your ginger is not as fresh as mine. And then I'm gonna get like 4 big cloves of garlic. And then for the ginger, with your knife, just mash it down and then cut it into pretty big chunks, because remember, you're gonna be frying this later, so you don't want super small pieces where it could burn easily. So I like to cut it like this and then just go over it with a knife like this. And that's pretty much it for the ginger. Speaking of ginger, it'll help keep your immunity system up. It'll help boost your immunity, which is still important during this time, even though things are opening up. Are you guys going out right now? Are you still staying home, social distancing if you're going out? I'd love to know. And since we're gonna be combining the frying up the ginger and garlic together, I'm just gonna combine it into the same bowl. Got a little more garlic than I needed, but that's okay. So we live in LA and things are not really opening up yet, but I heard from my friend who lives up in Thousand Oaks that stuff in Ventura is open, Ventura County. So she was able to go shopping and she said it was pretty safe. Like, people were social distancing, wearing masks and stuff like that. Beaches are open and so is the OC. So we're like sandwiched in between places that are open, but we haven't really gone anywhere yet. So it'll be interesting to go back out to eat again. I really miss it, but I've also gotten used to doing takeout once a week. And plus with kids, you don't really get to go out to eat like the way we used to anymore. So with the garlic, also just give it a really rough chop. Later, when you get those crunchy bits in your fried rice, it's gonna be so yummy that you'll never want to eat regular fried rice again. Okay, this looks good. I'm gonna add it in here. And then I'm gonna be using a few yummy vegetables. Asparagus, I always think asparagus is so delicious, but it's only available once a year for a very short window. There are some times when I'll get one and it's really tough. So the way that I find to get rid of that tough part is just kind of find somewhere to bend it. And if it snaps, that's where the tough part is, and this part is the tender. And you only keep the tender part. Bend and snap. Where did I get that reference from? Comment below. And then for the asparagus, I'm just gonna cut it into like little small circles. Transfer it to a bowl. We're gonna cook the vegetables all at once, so I'm gonna try to make them the same size as possible. Broccoli florets, just cut them smaller. I have probably half a cup of each types of vegetables. And like I said, this is a great way, or maybe I haven't said it yet, but regardless, this is a really great way to clean out your fridge with like vegetables you might have sitting around in the back that you need to throw into something. I always find that fried rice is really satisfying. And then I have some shiitake mushrooms. I'm just gonna slice these guys up and then cut them a little bit smaller, kind of minced. Nate hates mushrooms, and I don't think Erisy is a big fan either, so I always try to sneak it in and chop them up really, really small so they can't tell. But I gotta use them up, you know? You can use regular plain baby bellas too, those are really good. And then carrot for color. For this one, probably just gonna use, so with the carrots, I chop them up into thirds to make them small, like each of the sticks. I cut them into sticks so that they'll become nice and small and you get little diced carrots so they'll cook faster. A little bit of an onion. So this dish right here, there's a little bit of prepping involved, but because fried rice cooks so fast, and especially since this is veggie fried rice and you don't have to prepare any meat. It'll cook ultra fast. So you can really get dinner ready in like 15 minutes. And I find that prepping vegetables is very therapeutic anyway. So it's a good stress reliever for me just to like chop things. So lately I have been trying out TikTok. How many of you guys are on TikTok? And I don't know, I haven't decided if I wanted to do like food stuff just because I do enough of it here and then on Instagram. So I've been doing some fun stuff with Rolly and Ollie on there. So if you guys haven't followed me yet, check me out on TikTok. The name is under Zung Lewis, which is my name, but no dances for me. I would look so ridiculous. Okay, so we have our onions there. Almost done. I'm just debating whether I should put green onions in it since we have this onions, but all right, so I'm gonna put the green onions over here and we can get cooking. In a large wok or the largest pan that you have, we're gonna turn on the heat to high, medium high, and then we'll add some oil. Let it get really hot, and then what we're gonna do is fry our ginger and garlic and infuse the oil that we're gonna be using to cook the fried rice. It's gonna be so yummy. So, goes in. Make sure to move it around so it doesn't sit in one place and burn. If you see that it's browning too fast, just lower the heat slightly. This whole process should take about a minute. You don't want it to burn too fast, but you also don't want it to be under fried either because you want those like crispy chips. So just keep it moving. And once you see that it's a nice uniform golden brown, go ahead and take a slotted spoon because you don't want to take all the oil. Remember, if it starts to get too brown, you need to take it out right away because then it'll create like that burnt taste in your fried rice and you definitely don't want that. They're nice and crunchy. We're gonna add the onions. I like to cook the onions maybe for like a minute ahead just so that it softens up. I don't like super crunchy onions. And if you feel like you need a little bit more oil, just add it in right now. And then I'm gonna toss the rest of our vegetables in. Again, with the wok, I always try to keep it moving. Now for all the vegetables, since they're cut pretty much the same size, they'll cook very evenly, except for the mushrooms. That'll be cooked down a lot more than the carrots and the broccoli and the asparagus. For me, I like the vegetables to maintain a little bit of a crunch in my stir fry or fried rice. So I'm just gonna cook it for maybe like 4 minutes until it's like cooked through. I get a lot of questions about my wok, and this one is a carbon steel one I got from like just the Chinese restaurant store. It's nothing fancy. It cost me $13, I think, but it's great. It's light and it cooks really well. I've cooked on it so much that it's nice and seasoned, and now it's become non-stick. So I don't have to worry too much about that, but there's some pretty good ones out there. I have a link in my description box if you guys want to check out all of the tools that I use in the kitchen too. So that is looking really good. And now I'm gonna add some eggs. You can choose to leave the eggs out or you can leave it in, but I like adding eggs just because it's a little bit more protein. And the way that I scramble my eggs is directly into the wok with the vegetables. Then just crack your egg directly in. I'm gonna do 2. With each addition, just scramble it up. So I'm scrambling this up so that it keeps a little bit of its structure, but we're gonna toss it together with the vegetables. So it's gonna help it break up into like little scrambly bits. So just scrape it, and now I'm gonna push everything in, and voila! Now we can add our rice. I love using a day-old rice, especially when that's super cold. And I usually like using jasmine rice for this, just because it breaks up a little bit better. Break it up for a second, and then once it starts to unstick together, we'll add our seasoning. I'm gonna add a drizzle of sesame oil. I like a lot, so. And then about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Half a teaspoon of sugar for balance. And that's pretty much it for the cooking process for our fried rice. Now, I'm gonna show you how to to top it and make it super yummy. Have you guys ever tried this chili onion crunch from Trader Joe's? If you haven't, I strongly advise you to go get one if you end up going to Trader Joe's, just because it is life-changing. It is so yummy. I add it on everything, and you know I'm gonna add it to this fried rice. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a little bit to my bowl. And then we are gonna top it first with some sesame oil to give it extra flavor. Sometimes I like adding soy sauce too, but since I'm adding the chili onion crunch, I don't really need it. So if it's not salty enough for you, just go ahead and add a little bit more soy sauce, but there's a lot of flavors going on, so I definitely think that it's very balanced like this. Okay, ginger and garlic chips. The ginger really helps to give it that extra depth, and frying it up just makes everything taste better, you know? Okay, and then a little bit of chili garlic crunch. I don't want to do too much because it'll take away from our fried garlic chips, but I do want the spiciness in there. And are you guys ready to have the best fried rice of your life? I'm gonna go in towards the middle and get the chips. Ooh, I want a broccoli too. That crispy ginger in there, it's so yummy. It makes it taste like, I don't know, it just makes it taste really, really good. And then the extra sesame oil that we added really gives it that extra flavor. I probably could use another pinch of salt in there, but like I said, there's so much flavors going on that you don't really miss the saltiness. But if you do, add more salt or soy sauce. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. I will write out the recipe in the description box below. I also have another really yummy fried rice recipe in my cookbook, so definitely check that out and pre-order it if you haven't already. It comes out in September. If you guys want to see more easy recipes and tips, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!